Today I'm going to add more texture to the stones here all the way around, and in my imagination these stones are pretty old, and I was wondering whether it would be nice to try to make them look a little bit more old than they already look, and to see what I can do with stones. I took my book, this one. It's a book I showed in another video, and in this book there is a section about drawing stones. Look over here, and I am especially interested in these stones and what is explained in this book. Now, of course, stones have all strange shapes and sizes, and in this book the teacher artist suggests you to create shape and texture in the rocks by matching the strokes that you put on paper with the direction that the shape is taking. You can see that over here. Let's take a pencil. So here these shapes of these strokes indicate that this section of the rock is almost vertical, and over here the artist made the strokes horizontal, with also it indicates that this is more horizontal, this area of the rock. So this is slightly, it's like a slope. This is more vertical. So I'm going to try to do a little bit of this in the stones surrounding the door. I would love to try this with my Erogeton pencils, but I have only one set of 30 pencils, and unfortunately there are no gray tones in it. So I will use my Faber-Castell Polychromos, and I'm using cold gray number 6, and I am starting in the area where there will be, in the shaded area. So if I make a mistake, I can just put a shadow over it and nobody will know, I hope. So I will start with this larger stone. Now what if some little chips have fallen off and this is no longer a smooth flat size? So let's see what happens. This is an experiment, so I hope it will work out. So I'm now placing strokes in different directions, and that will suggest that the surface isn't flat, but that this surface has different directions. The birds in our garden are very busy today. We are having a glorious day. Blue sky, sunshine, great temperature. Not too hot, not too cold. Not too cold. We have cold nights, but thanks to the sun, it is beautiful right now. I'm inside and well, with an open window. So I can enjoy all the bird sounds. Actually, bird sound is, I think it is my favorite sound. I do love the music, of course, as a musician, but nothing beats a good bird song, I think. Look, let's make some crevices. Now, because I'm using my polychromos, if there is an area that I don't like, I can always erase it. No problem at all. Well, that looks a lot older already. Now let's do a smaller stone, this one. And it is, you know, those black lines and those black thicker areas, you can use them. You start in that black line and then you work. So. I'm just experimenting at this point. I do not have a plan, it's just figuring out what you can do in a flat surface. Because the rocks in the book that I showed you have much more sides to them. This is just one side and the other here, this and this. So that's a challenge. Look at this. Well, this could be something. Do you hear that music? That is my husband. Yeah. I think my husband is installing some new audio equipment and now he needs some music to test it. So I closed the window. Yeah. Wow. He's turning on the volume. So I will do this also in the shaded areas, and this is lovely for homework. Now another thing I would like to do is add a little bit more shadow, and I will do that with this Enchanted pencil, Hydrangea Blue. And if you look at the door and you want to determine where the shadow should be, then you can see that I decided that the sunlight comes from the right, and then the side of the wall will be in shadows, and then as the wall goes up, it will transform into the ceiling. So this is all ceiling, and because the sun is high in the sky, this ceiling will not have sunlight, and then somewhere over here the sunlight will come. So I will add a lot of shadow. So I will start here. I am making a mistake because I want to color shadow in the ceiling, and that is not here, not here, but here. I was thinking about something else. I was thinking about the music that my husband was playing. I cannot remember the name of that artist. That annoys me. It's the little soprano with the dark hair. What is her name? So, well, anyway. That's a lesson. Don't be distracted. The book I just showed you with the drawing techniques of the stones, it is available on the website passionforpencils.blogspot.com. I made a video recently with some of my favorite books about drawing and painting techniques, and this particular book was in that video. In many countries this book is available as 3 separate books, but you can find it all on the website, and I will put a link in the description of this video So you can find it if you are interested in that book. I think it is a very helpful book. I think many books are too complicated for most people who just want to draw and paint for fun as a hobby, and actually even as a as for professionals sometimes. I think these Enchanted pencils do pretty well on this Enchanted Forest paper. They put a delicate layer of color, and yeah, I like the effect of it. So I'm using a bluish color for the shadow right now, and in the end there will be many colors in the shaded areas. Now this is the area that I changed. This was not here. And I recently posted a video about perspective. What happens if you put a different perspective to this particular drawing, and well, in that particular video I constructed a perspective that would ask me to lower the door. And of course I won't do that in this in the original drawing. That is too much work, and that, you know, then I have to erase so many ink lines, and that is not going to work at all. And actually that wasn't the idea. I just added this, and on here on the left side as well, just to get a little bit more feeling of depth, 3D. Some words are pretty difficult to pronounce. Depth. Those TH combinations, we don't have that in Dutch. It's a sound we do never use. Actually, if you use that sound in Dutch, they will ask you to go to a speech therapist. So that sound takes a little bit of practice. Let's take a look. Ooh, I like it. I think I like it. Now I'm going to add a little bit more shadow to the ceiling. And I'm going to use my favorite shadow color, Payne's Gray. When I woke up this morning, I had this great idea of coloring all morning. And then I was about to start coloring when life happened. A distress call from my husband. And the bathroom had completely flooded. How did that happen? Well, there was an obstruction in the drain, and both when showering and while and when using the washing machine, a huge flood would come from the drain of the shower. Really, the bathroom was completely flooded. But we fixed it, fortunately. It took quite a lot of time to get rid of all the water on the bathroom floor. And well, when we had fixed that, part of me became very cranky because I had planned to spend all morning coloring, and now we spend all morning cleaning the bathroom, checking the drains, so I was a bit cranky. So this episode is not only about just coloring, but also about seeing whether coloring is really relaxing. I should have taken my blood pressure before and after coloring. I didn't do that. Maybe that's a nice experiment for, well, I'm sure life will happen again. So when next disaster strikes, I will take my blood pressure and then do a video about coloring, and then let's see what happens. That would be fun, I hope. But I have to say, I'm feeling much better already. And this drawing is looking good also. Okay. Now what? I think I will add a little bit more color to the door itself, because I want this door to have a much darker color than it has right now. And I want it to look old. I'm going to use this one, brown gray. It's a bruinzeel pencil. And well, these bruinzeels are having a bit of a hard time on this particular paper, but I try not to push too hard, because that will not help me. Just a light touch. I open the window again, so we can enjoy the birds. I hope you can hear the birds. They're singing so beautifully. In the end, I will add a lot of shadow to the door, because like this doorknob, do you call it like that? This will cast a shade on the door as well. So in the end I will cast shades, a lot of them. I think today is the 1st of May. I don't remember dates that well. But I think it is the 1st of May. So my favorite month has begun. I love May. I love the colors in nature. I love the temperatures. I love the sounds of the birds. I love the fresh green in the trees and the plants. I love all those first flowers. And what I absolutely love is, and we had that this morning, the temperature of the air is not that high, it's pretty cool. And then the warmth of the sun on your skin, that is so glorious. It's like a crispy, I call it crispy mornings. Warm, crispy mornings. These cold air, the cold air makes it crisp. It's glorious. So let's take a step back. Well, I think we are getting somewhere. I think this is enough for today, and I will try to add more texture to the stones as homework, and then next time we will take it a step further. So bye bye.